Hi, my name is Lynn Gray, and I'm on the Hillsborough County Public School Board. I want to address two questions. The first one is, how will you use your position as a school board member to advocate for our students? There are two different ways, one through policy and the other one is through curriculum. Policy making is done every 3 months, and for example, my policy to represent our LGBT students will include zero tolerance for any harassment. We already have policy language for diversity, but we haven't separated the LGBT, and I think that needs to be done in terms of how many times they're harassed. And this goes on and on in our school system, every grade, especially in high school. So through policy, I'm putting some teeth in the LGBT policy. And if we go to the next part, the curriculum, does our curriculum match the demographics of our population? So if we look at the African American population of 20%, 21%, we see that our African American studies are not increased proportionately, nor are we addressing the rigor that they so much deserve. So I'm right now meeting since February with 20-something African American leaders, mostly educators from FAMU, from Bethune College, and our staff members to increase the availability of African American studies, and also working with HCC President Ken Atwater in making sure that some of these courses are dual enrollment, so there could be college credit. So those are two different systematic ways of really reflecting the needs of our students. Pause. Second question. Please share your thoughts on charter schools in our district, including approval of new charter schools and oversight for existing charter schools. The charter school industry right now is an industry. If we look at 1985 and the few years after that, we set it up, charter schools, as ways to dignify and represent populations, student populations that need special attention. An example, of course, would be Pepin Academy, and with special needs, they do a phenomenal job. But we do have some existing now, many actually, who would like to be a public charter school, merely applying and saying that they are the science center, or saying they are the physical health center, or stating such attributes where, if you look closely at the amount of certified teachers, the actual principals who do not have to be educators, most teachers have an average experience level of 1 to 3 years. Many of these charter schools, the new ones, do not even have libraries or laboratories. I have gone to so many of the charter schools and find them under, not only understaffed, but they do not have the resources that make it credible and are not parallel to our public school systems. And this is a problem because they are giving marketing, great marketing skills to the public. I shouldn't say skills, but marketing prowess to the public. And a lot of times they market themselves as they are better. They have more staffed teachers that are better trained. When I look at their budgets, and if you go under their audits, their PD, professional development for teachers, is usually one of the lowest amount of monies invested. So there's a huge need for accountability and the oversight. How do we know if they are assessing our children the way our public schools are being assessed? How do we know that the FSA standards are being taught in full fidelity for those kids to succeed? And do you all, some of you might know, do you realize that many of these charter school kids come back to the public schools because basically they're not impressed and they're not moving forward academically in the charter schools? So there's a lot of problems, and hopefully soon, and I say this because we're really in the back to school conundrum right now, but I am going to work with Superintendent Davis, and I would like very much for the accountability and oversight to be even Stevens, and I know this is a legislative um, act, but this is a direction where I already shared with our superintendent that I want to go. So more on that later. Thank you so much for your time and for your support. Lynn Gray.